Democrat's son arrested for threat to kill cops who get in his way. Parents make ridiculous excuse. Some of the leftover anti-cop rhetoric from the Obama era has crept back into the spotlight. This story has nothing to do with the former president himself, but during his tenure in the White House there was often a feeling of anti-cop sensations dripping out of his campaign and numerous supporters. Some of the far-left Democrats have a very privileged attitude towards police and believe they are above the law and that cops should be treated horribly. Some people take their anti-cop attitude to another extreme and has since been arrested for his aggressive actions which took place on social media. His name is Brian Newell and he is the son of Akron City Councilwoman Tara Samples. She is running with Dennis Kucinich in the Ohio Democrat gubernatorial race. The reason Brian was locked up in protective custody is due to the nature of what he said on Facebook. His alleged statements included violent anti-cop rhetoric that appeared to be a threat to police officers, as his words suggested murdering police. Newell is 24 years old and reportedly suffers from mental illness, and there are claims that his Facebook posts to kill cops was a psychotic episode. It was stated that his episode possibly came from him not taking his medication, or even perhaps it wasn't working correctly. Many people might wonder what would have happened if he acted on his words and placed someone's life in danger, including his own. To be safe, he has been taken to a hospital in Akron to be treated. It was Fox 8 who contacted the Kucinich campaign and received a statement. Saturday evening, Brian Newell, the 24-year son of Lieutenant Governor candidate Tara L. Samples, was taken into protective custody after he suffered an emotional episode and posted threatening messages on his Facebook page. Tara is hoping to have him admitted to SUMA St. Thomas Hospital, which specializes in behavioral health, opiate treatment, and traumatic stress, because Brian, like all people with mental health and addiction issues, needs treatment, not jail time. Tara speaks openly and publicly about her experiences with her son, who since childhood has suffered from a variety of mental health issues, and later in life a drug and opiate addiction after suffering a traumatic brain injury. His mental health issues have led to arrests and criminal charges. He has multiple mental health diagnoses and has been in treatment and rehabilitation facilities many times over the past many years. It is that very personal, very painful, but deeply loving experience that has made Tara one of the most vocal, passionate, and knowledgeable advocates in the state for changes in the public health system, addiction treatment and rehabilitation programs, mental health services, and criminal justice practices that too often emphasize punitive incarceration rather than treatment and counseling. Many of us have a family member, or a friend, a coworker, or an acquaintance who suffers from some kind of mental health problems, drug or alcohol addiction, dependence on medications, or behavioral issues. They need our help, our support, our encouragement, and our love. Unfortunately, since Saturday night, some individuals have taken to social media to post comments about the situation, comments that range from naive, uninformed, and insensitive to mean-spirited, vulgar, vicious, hateful, threatening, and racist. Instead of understanding and compassion, some people resort to recriminations and enmity. The Kucinich Samples campaign takes a compassionate, pragmatic and non-textbook approach to the opiate and mental health crisis in our state because, like the many tens of thousands of families in Ohio, we have had decades of real experience in dealing with it in the system that promotes incarceration over treatment. Our prayers are with Tara, her son, and her entire family as they try to cope with this sad situation. The role of government should be to help people who need help like Brian, and that will be the highest priority of a Kucinich Samples administration. Many people might claim that they are blaming the medication or lack of medication for his anti-cop violent rhetoric posted on Facebook. Others might not believe that his words were a result of the medication, but more so a result of his true character, and people are truly worried about what he might do in the future. Everyone would like for the anti-cop narrative to be diminished and for people to respect the police and the difficult task they face, as the media, people, and many others consider the police the enemy. Police often face scrutiny when they are faced with a tough task to shoot someone who is in non-compliance of the law and order. Cops only have a split second to make a decision and they fear for their life at every moment of the job. The narrative on police needs to improve and people need to support the blue as they protect and serve.